G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel Bonsai Works. I have a blue cedar today, blue cedar. Very small needle, very small buds. Really nice tree. Very old actually. It's quite old. It's the tree's very old. It's got a really nice nabari, nice fat little base of a trunk. Has this branch here, which is what's called a sacrifice branch. Sacrifice branch is a low down branch that you just let grow. See how there's no foliage and there's only the tips, to enable the base to thicken up over time. So that's done a really good job of thickening this base up and having a nice nabari. Now it has one nice big strong kind of branch. The only problem is it's got a lot of wire marks from previous owner who let the wire cutting a bit too much, but that is all manageable. We can deal with that. Ideally, this tree has potentially only two possible fronts. You've got a front in this side and a front on the right around the other side. Now, it really leans to me. It's got a nice big branch. The lower branches are all quite small, so that's a problem if I want to create a formal upright, an informal upright, something straight. If all the lower branches are small, it's going to be really hard. The longer branches are towards the end, so it'd be very hard to create an upright tree. So for me, it's a pretty easy, for me, the initial thought is a semi-cascade to a cascade tree, probably semi-cascade, which I like. Now, this front's pretty cool. It's got the nabari, got the movement. It's really good. And the other side, I'll show you in a minute, is also good, which I've kind of marked as probably my initial thoughts as being the best front. Now, it's pretty good too. But the tree goes away, but this area is nicer, and I can bend it around. But to achieve a really good design, I think I need to tilt it more. So let me go to the right front, and I'll get you in the position like that. Hopefully I got that right. You can see this pretty much straight now. So by tilting it over, I don't have to bend it as much. I don't have to bend the tree as much, which is good. I like this side a little bit better, mainly because of the branching. All the branching's kind of this, especially in this area. I can create a nice little apex in here, and I can bend this whole branch downwards, which is fine, easy to do. Probably, I think I just have to turn it a little bit more to you guys. Maybe around there. It's somewhere in there. We'll find a thing for it. But pretty much this is going to be wiring. I've got to wire the whole tree, and I hate for you guys to watch that, but it's quite mundane. Also, this good news is this sacrifice branch. When I cut it off, or leave a gin, yes, I'm going to cut it off. Unfortunately, this bit, it's towards the back and it's not in the way. So cedars with gin, I'm not a huge fan of. I guess I like cedars. If they're going to have a gin, it's got to be reasonably thick. This is okay, but I don't want a long one. I just want a small one. But it's kind of be in the back anyway, so kind of hidden, so no big deal. But it's pretty much going to be wired. I'm going to try and get more bend in this branch. Heavy wire, maybe tie it to somewhere in here as a guide wire in. But first I have to wire the whole tree. So I'll go away and do that, and we'll come and start positioning as we go. That's pretty much all I can really talk about this tree until you start to see it develop. But first things first, I will remove this so you guys can see. Can you see that branch? Yes. And I will just cut it, and then I'll gin it later. So you just see the big cut. Oh no! Yes, there it is. It's done its job. Don't be scared to cut. It's done its job. Okay, so then I'll just create a little gin at the back here. And that's easy enough to do. But anyway, I'll just set that up. And then I'll go away, wire all this, and come back and have a look. I got to a point where I've actually wired up to about here of the tree. I'll show you about there. Which means now I can actually put a guide wire here to here and bring this part down. You could probably just see this. This is going to form the apex. You can start seeing the layers creating and the apex created. But just want to kind of go through that process of getting that tree bent down. I just took that off so I can wire. So have it at the angle you need it to be, and then grab your pliers. I like to stand up for this. Now I've got it underneath a root in the soil line, and above a piece of hard wire. So where I'm going to grind it into is a piece of wire, not the trunk. So you press, push down, twist the wire as you go. I'm using copper because it's much stronger. If I use aluminium, the aluminium could break once I start to twist too much. Alright, so you can start to see going downwards. Now I'm probably going to run out of room on the table to show you this. I'm probably going to get it a bit higher up, but you can start to see it's going downwards pretty quickly, pretty easily. I probably just want to get a little bit further down because I want, there's parts of this that I need just to be lower so the apex can sit nicely, but I'll have to raise it up now. But I just want to show you that's the idea of guy wires and bending trees down much easier and safer than using heavy gauge wire and trying to bend trees like this. So good guy wire in the right spot can achieve a great result. Alright, so here we're going, progressing really well. The angle of the pot change looks really good, makes the tree flow in that direction. The tree goes out of the pot in that direction, doesn't go straight anymore. Creating a nice little apex in here, really quite good. Just a few tweaks. The guy wires worked really well to compress that branch down. Now we started to pad out all these little sections. That it's just wiring, so wiring and making a little pad just like what you've seen before. Now I'm just up to the bottom section down here, and it's quite long, so I just have to, there's about 4 branches in there. You just want to kind of thin it down and make it like a nice little not even triangular, but nice little directional branches that go in that direction and make a nice little, almost like an arrowhead, if you've seen that before. So really it's just me finalizing that bit of work, and this tree is pretty much done and it's looking really good, and I'll just come back and show you that. So nothing really, everything really worked really well. Alright everyone, so that's pretty much where we're going to end up with the tree. I like it. It does need to fill out a little bit more, of course, in certain areas, but it's looking pretty good. Just trying to imagine the tilt. I'm not 100% sure that's exactly right, but we'll get to where we want. Maybe I might be happier pushing it back a little bit more. Maybe it's there now, but we'll work that out when we repot this tree. Looking really nice. Anyway, nice little semi-cascade pot. Not a full cascade. I don't like those really long ones, but a nice semi-cascade one about that wide. That wide. So about that wide, I think. About that high. Will look really good with this tree. Obviously, when you display, you probably have to put it on a stand just to get it for the cascade branch to happen. So just do a little turn. That's kind of what it looks like at the moment from the side on. But anyway, guys, pretty good, pretty straightforward this one. Nice small buds on this blue cedar, really nice, and yeah, come up really well. Anyway guys, any questions let me know, but otherwise I'll see you next time for another video. Take care.